Hello, my name is Vivian Hazell, and I'm the lead therapist and program director for Goodwill's Beyond Boundaries of Autism. I'd really like to thank you for making the decision to join our team and do the kind of work that really changes lives. For many of you, this may be the first time you've had any experience with someone with autism. Rest assured that BBA will be providing you training along the way so that you understand each individual's child and how we'll be supporting them. But from this moment on, I'd like you to know the following 5 things that may help you as you continue your work with Beyond Boundaries of Autism. The first is that people with autism are really no different than you and I. They experience the world differently. They interpret their experiences based on what they've learned. But if some of them have a very skewed sense of hearing, and if you were hearing as intensely as they are hearing, you would develop some of the very same strategies that they have to cope with that onslaught of sound. Some of the strategies they may use are covering their ears or even screaming themselves because that helps mask the sound. But we just want you to know that they have the same desire to feel acceptance, to feel safe, and to feel success, and you're going to be one of the people that helps them realize those desires. The second thing is that we want you to know this is a very difficult program for the families we serve. Be respectful of them. They came to autism not by choice, as you did, but by the life and love they have for their child. Every day they're learning just as you are. The difference is that you will come and go, and they are in this for the lifelong journey. Remember that they weren't given a child with autism because they had special skills to understand them. Autism comes into a family's life in a random fashion, and each family finds ways to cope with that. You'll be coming to their house. You'll be scheduled to come. They look at you as medicine, as the kind of treatment that a physical therapist would give someone or an occupational therapist after an injury. So they count on you. And remember that when you come, you're just one of probably 3 or 4 or possibly 5 individuals a week that are coming to the house. If you can't make it, if you're late, this affects the whole team. So please be respectful of the families we serve. The third thing I'd really like you to know is to work with BBA, you may need to suspend some of the things you know about good parenting and good teaching. BBA does not use consequences or punishment to help our children learn what they need to know. Instead, our first goal is to understand why they may have behaviors. A child who we call rigid may really just want the world to make sense, and they don't have a lot of ways to decode the world, so they want things to be familiar and the same. Really no different than any of us. Like, when I get in my car, I expect the key to go in a certain place. I expect to be able to find the gear shift in a certain place. But if every time I got in, it was randomized, and I wouldn't know where things are, I would be what you would look at as a rigid person. So just remember that their behaviors really are an offshoot of their condition. Not naughty, they're not any more manipulative than any of the rest of us. They're just trying to make sense of the world, and our goal is to first understand what's getting in the way and provide strategies to help them understand the world. The fourth thing I'd like to say is initially your primary goal is just to build a relationship with the child. Imagine yourself if strangers came into the house every day. You had all kinds of preferences that you knew they probably were going to goof up. And what would you be thinking? Yippee, come on in? My hunch is you'd be cautious. You'd want to know you could trust them. You'd want to know that you were safe with them. And so your senior therapist and the family will be helping you understand the child so you can provide the kind of relationship that provides safety for them. When we go into a house to work with our children, we like to think that when we come through the door, they are happy to see us. They don't think, oh no, life just got worse. I better find a place to hide. But they think, come on in. I remember you. We're going to have some fun today. 80% of what we ask them to do is something they're comfortable with, something they feel competent about. And 20% is that reach into guided discovery and new awareness. When you think of yourself, you're willing to try something new because you've had experience on something similar. So you're willing, if you've driven a car, you're probably willing to drive another similar car. But just because you drive a car doesn't mean you're ready to fly an airplane or drive a semi. We all like to only stretch from our comfort zone just the amount that we think we can be successful. And we understand that as we teach our children in Beyond Boundaries of Autism. The final thing I'd like you to know is that you are a professional. You are representing Beyond Boundaries of Autism, and you are representing Goodwill. Goodwill is our parent corporation that provides us with all of the wonderful support, including the ability to have benefits such as sick leave or vacations or insurance or our discount card for Goodwill, which is a wonderful thing. Believe me, I've had a daughter who just finished going through college, and we made great use of that discount card every time a new semester started or a new move to a new home. So we want you to know that you're representing BBA, and be mindful that everything you say can and may be brought back to the families we serve. Protect confidentiality. The only reason that we're in the homes of the children we serve is because they need us. So you have to make sure that you aren't in the community discussing them, because right next door may be their neighbor or their aunt or their uncle. So protect confidentiality. Also, make sure that you understand when you do documentation, that is a legal and binding contract when you sign your name to something. So make sure to follow your senior's guidance on how to document. Make sure that you only bill for the hours that you put in and the travel accurately, because not only are they a legal document, but because the funding that pays for the service for our children comes from the federal government, any falsification of records can be something that could be brought up as a charge against an individual who would so falsify. I'm not saying you'll do that, but even if somebody asks, hey, would you put my hours down because I didn't have a chance to do it last night? Make sure that you don't do that, because you're held accountable for your actions. Working for BBA is going to be a wonderful, wonderful training for you, not only for the children you're working with, but because we know autism is on the rise and now is an incident in over 1 in 100 births. You're most likely going to know someone with autism in your personal life, and how wonderful it will be when you'll feel confident to say, we'll find a way, we can change lives, and I've learned how to do it by working with BBA. Thanks again. I look forward to seeing you when I'm off on my lead visits. Just a little thing about me, I don't remember faces or names. It's actually true. So if you see me out and I don't respond to you as if I know you, It's only because I can't remember all the faces I meet in this long life I've already had. Thank you.